Hey Ryan, guess what? We're live right now on YouTube.com.
Woo!
Come be with us.
Watch.
Woo!
Do it.
I hate you. I didn't even like.
Damn it.
Live on YouTube. And share. But we should be live on YouTube right now. We should be live right now, Ryan Dog.
Hell yeah. Right. Ah, yes, look.
Yay, we're live! Yay! Woo! And we can just pause this and just have the... Yeah. Okay, cool. So, Ryan, I'm just going to add to my... Ryan, we're live right now.
Watch now. Do it.
We're on YouTube right now. Come check us out.
Watch
Woo!
us, please.
Ryan, we're live right now. What? Please. Love the please.
That'll get them going.
There's no other reason that
Since
they
we're
were
so
watching.
polite.
All right, so we are live. We're recording. Where are my stats? We're live. We're recording. Everything's fine.
Stretch. Should we do some stretching?
No. Okay. So I'm gonna get closer to you, baby. All right. Stop. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, guys. Welcome back to Ryan and Joel Lean In. Woo!
Yeah, hey. It's not like I've been held captive here or anything.
Do you know why you were held captive? Because you were not willing to come on here and talk about animated films. You said they were terrible, awful, and should not be worth watching. That's why we haven't done an episode in 2 months. Because you said, I quote, Into the Spider-Verse was the worst film I've ever watched. You said that. Now, don't back down now and pretend that you don't hate animated films. I actually love them. They're my favourite form. I can't even do this anymore. They're not my favourite form of film. All right. Welcome, guys. It's been a while. Ryan, how have you been?
The psych ward really helped me out.
Really?
Yeah. It was,
Why were you in a psych ward?
they found out I did a podcast, so yeah, they went, oh yeah, that.
But why haven't you been here for this? For
They wouldn't let me out a lot of the time. I don't know how. Like I can explain how the psych ward is, like how it operates and stuff.
Why
like,
are they thinking that our friendship is so toxic that you need to be locked up?
They just said we're too good. We're too good.
Okay. How have you actually been?
I've been good. I've been quite busy with uni and just.
In our friendship.
And yeah, it's very taxing being held captive in both the psych ward and Joel's house.
That's not true. Why are you lying to these people? It's like I didn't lie at the start.
Guys, I'll have to explain what gaslighting is to you.
That's a horrible word to use.
That's what's been happening.
That's not true.
See,
you made me watch a film this week. You're the gaslighter. Anyway, let's...
I've been good.
It's good to see you.
Yes. How have you been? What's been happening?
It's exactly the same, uni. Uni killed both of us the end of the semester with exams and final assessments and whatnot. But we're back. And we're here today to talk about Morbius. We're done talking about Morbius.
We're so late to the memes.
It's Morbin time.
Oh, there it is.
It's Morbin time, boys. Woo! But yeah, it has been a while that we've actually seen a bunch of stuff. There's been a lot of nerdy stuff that's happened in the since late April.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of nerdy stuff. We saw Doctor Strange together.
Doctor Strange,
which we both loved. Did you love it?
I would say
I hate you. I hate everything about you.
No, it's a good film. It's like
yeah.
It's more Sam Raimi than Marvel, if that makes sense. And
I think that's what put a lot of people off.
Yeah, and like the horror elements of stuff, like it's not like, oh, like you're gonna be shitting your pants. I mean, crapping your pants.
You've used one for the Yeah,
you
it's
know,
more of like it's actually like not vanilla, which I feel like a lot of the main audience of any content are pretty vanilla.
yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie. No, like, that's
we're
true.
better because we have better taste.
No, but like, think about it. Like, it's the same people that don't enjoy Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness probably didn't enjoy Moon Knight, probably didn't enjoy what's been a little bit more left field. Loki was pretty left field
Yeah,
for a lot of people. A
Loki.
lot of people were like slept on Loki and said I was fighting with a guy in the comment section of video the other day. He said Loki was woke trash.
What?
And
How?
I was like, firstly, how is it woke? What? Because there's a female lead in it? Oh, got him!
Isn't it because it's like, oh my gosh, like Loki is bi or something like that?
But that was like never even addressed on the show. And,
Yeah.
like,
Well, like he kind of just said like,
he
oh
said
yeah.
he had a female. That there was a mention of like before. No, sorry, a male like companion.
Yeah.
Apparently that makes it woke, even though it was like one of the most interesting science fiction like stories that we've had.
Visual effects are like really good.
It was made for like $150 million. That's not even like and people think, oh, it's trash.
And to think that movie that we watched the other day was 25 million.
Yeah,
A whole 2-hour fest of multiverse.
when you kind of
crazy.
like that kind of checks out because it was like what 6 hours of Loki. It's a bit more high budget than the movie we
That is
watched.
true, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think people are very vanilla with their like when people say, "Oh, Marvel died with Endgame." Oh, come on, man. There's been so much good stuff since then. What Marvel's doing is they're diversifying and they're finding something for everybody. Horror nuts with Multiverse of Madness and more like people actually interested in the multiverse stuff and the Moon Knight with mental health and a way of telling a story that wasn't traditional.
Yeah, and the paychecks that we receive from Marvel to promote this new...
I wish we got paychecks from Marvel, but I think it's just people's expectation. People have got used to Marvel being very vanilla. Like the Avengers films are very vanilla. I love them, but they're very vanilla. Our OG Avengers, they were all white people and one woman.
hang on.
It's different now.
Hulk?
Oh, sorry, he was a green person, I guess. But
Representing the greenies.
but actually, isn't that
It's like racist.
Isn't that racially appropriating that he was a white man who was pretending to be a green man? Okay, moving on.
I wonder if we can find like Mark Ruffalo like in green face, you know?
But in all seriousness, like I think it's awesome to see Marvel diversifying in terms of gender, and I don't just mean gender in terms of like male and female characters. I mean sexuality as well. Technically,
And it's still staying true to the comics as well because there are female, you know, leads and variants of all the characters, it seems like. So
and like their own thing as well. Like She-Hulk, from my understanding of the comics, she was like a satire on how women characters can't be this overly sexual. Like like the comics were like standing up, and same as the Mighty Thor run that the new Thor's based on, with Jane becoming Thor.
Yep.
Like there's a lot of cool stuff
ripped as well. Did you see her arms?
Oh, bro, she's got guns
Ripped.
for days,
Yeah.
and not altered. Like some of the
What?
movies, no, as in like not CG. Like
Oh, true, but roided, yeah.
yeah, no. Oh, but like in some of the films, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, his muscles have been toned up in post.
Oh, true, yeah.
But when you're wearing a suit, that's pretty easy because you can replicate a suit. But an actual arms, like she must be like fairly jacked.
Yeah.
But like I think it's great that we're, I don't know, Loki's technically then I guess the first non-straight character in the MCU because he's been there since the start, and now we've learnt that is he bi?
I think he's bi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Because he ends up kissing, what's her face?
Sylvie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as well, America Chavez from Multiverse of Madness is, I think bi
she's-
as well.
I think
or is she
she's just
lesbian?
gay.
She,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, they don't, when people are like, oh, it's woke, it's like, none of it's in your face. Like, her character is like beloved. I was trying to buy a pop vinyl of her. They're sold out almost everywhere. People love America Chavez, and it's because she's a new cool, she's not only just a female character who's super powerful and has a cool storyline. She's got that added element of being not a straight white male, which has typically been the heroes we've grown up on, and it's been great. Those stories are great, but in 2022, in a world where we're trying to show that art's just a reflection of our societal views, really, and it's commentary on those things. So to see Kamala Khan now with her own show, and it's just so cool to see actual, real, believable human people becoming superheroes in this MCU world. It's fiction. Don't tell me, it's unrealistic.
It's unrealistic, bro.
Brother,
And then friggin' Thanos coming down with the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, and the multiverse.
But that's realistic, though. That's what...
And time
that
travel.
was, Prime. And time travel, yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see all of that happening. Yeah, I loved Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse of Madness is definitely... It's not my favourite film of the phase, because No Way Home is technically the same phase. So I would say that was... but for a really... I think most people's expectations were that it would be a crossover event, and it wasn't, really.
Yeah,
There wasn't
as
much.
Expectation.
They never told us it was going to be.
Yeah,
so I
they
feel
said
like
it was spectacular in a lot of ways, and it definitely is.
It was built up online.
Yeah.
The speculation became the expectation for the film, and that hurt it. Because really, if you had have done greater and bigger, it wouldn't be a Doctor Strange movie. It wouldn't be a Wanda story after WandaVision. It'd feel all of this disconnected. And if they've cut stuff out there, I bet it didn't work.
Yeah.
I bet they tried things and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
I saw a really funny one. There was a rumor on Twitter that in one of the original scripts, Wanda, spoilers for Multiverse of Madness if you haven't seen it, Wanda, in her tear of the Illuminati, actually killed Mordo and sliced his head off and threw the head at Strange. That was it was a really brutal, and I was like, oh, bro.
That's pretty cool.
But don't everyone's like, oh, this phase is so undirected and boring. And I'm like, brother, you can't go big crossover Infinity War event every year. When you go back, it took us years and years to get firstly a first Avengers. It was, I think it was 4 years, 3 years, but it was a very not really a crossover event. It was a couple of our characters, not Infinity War, where it brings storylines over 10 years to the. It'll take time, and this film, Multiverse of Madness, definitely, I think, pushed us towards this idea of multiversal war that I think will be the crossover event.
Yeah.
And bigger than Infinity War, because you could literally go, it's all of the characters we currently know and variants from other worlds. There could be a really cool... I heard rumors that there might be a Doctor Doom setup in the new Black Panther. There's rumors that could go where it's going, but I mean, we're going to get to Kang. Don't be sleeping on...
Yeah.
People slept on Loki being like, oh, Kang's not crazy.
Kang is hectic.
Bro, Kang's coming. Real Kang.
Yeah.
Not
And I love the actor for Kang.
Majors, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, he was in that TV series.
The horror one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of it. Something.
Who made Cthulhu?
It's not
the writer. Whatever. That guy. I like him as an actor.
And he's so witty and it was a different... I think people, just because he was witty and funny, people are like, oh, it's not a Thanos level threat. And I'm like, when there's going to be the most powerful Kang coming around, not just this... He was almost like an old retired supervillain.
Yeah.
And I love how they did that on Loki.
And he was just I just can't be bothered just running this multiverse crap anymore.
Yeah, I'm so done with...
So that's why he was spoilers, whatever. Sylvie and
It's
Loki.
a 2021 show. If you haven't seen Loki, spoilers for Loki.
I hate you if you haven't.
It's worth watching. It's a great show.
Yeah, and how he was just dude, come on, kill me. Come on, do it. Come on, do it.
She fell for it. Sylvie fell for it. And I think she's going to be reaping the... I love her.
She's a good actress.
Sophia... Can't think of her name in real life. Sophia something.
No.
She's awesome.
She's in The Godfather.
I'm keen to see her on season 2. when they do season 2.
Because they did confirm that there was.
Yeah, in the post-credit of the first season, which is wild because none of the other Marvel shows have got confirmed a second season.
Yeah.
But that one, before they'd even released the first episode, last episode, they must have greenlit season 2. And it all...
should start doing that just to really confirm your...
I'm not going to do that.
and that's what I freaking think about that. Yeah.
We're going to work our way towards what I think will be Avengers Secret Wars, like everyone's talking about online. That storyline of a multiversal war after Secret Invasion. That new show people will sleep on as well, I bet you anything. But
Oh, yeah.
with all the scrolls, like...
They hinted about that in WandaVision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, hey, you know what's going on? Because that kind of, like, the comic books were awesome because there was reveals that certain characters we thought this whole time...
Captain America.
were Skrulls.
Really?
The whole time. Like, and people that as well that I'm like, there's a lot of theories online that the DODC guy, you know, the guy that shows up in No Way Home and interviews Peter, is a Skrull. Because do you remember he says something he shouldn't have known?
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury's off-world, and he shouldn't have known that.
Yeah,
so I was
like just the wording of that as well. Like, who says off-world?
Yeah, people who travel space, say off-world. We'd say, because as well, who...
In orbit or something.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, he's actually traveling in, he's in space. Or but when you travel between worlds, he's off-world. Such a Star Wars thing, isn't it? Off-world. I always associate that with Star Wars. Like, yeah, he's actually off-world at the moment. I haven't seen The Last Kenobi, so I don't want to hear anything about it.
Okay. It's good.
I heard it was
I liked parts of it. Okay.
Yeah, let's not go into it.
I'm not giving spoilers, but I'll just... Okay, overall feeling of Kenobi right now.
So I've seen 5 of 6.
Yeah.
I think it is a failure at the moment. Not like a... I know I actually will defend Boba Fett to the end of the I think that is a really underrated show. I think it was a great show. And that, yes, it went a little un-Boba Fetty. But so did the Mandalorian towards the, in season 2 and in season 1, where, spoilers for Mandalorian, freaking Boba shows up in or the start of season 2. Cool. Like, yeah, they're kind of creating like a Star Wars cinematic, not a cinematic universe, but like a Mandalorian universe with like, Mandalorian Book of Boba Fett. Ahsoka ties into will tie into those as well, I'd assume. It's a little bit. I kind of feel a bit of disappointment that Kenobi, just because of timelines, doesn't tie into any of these things. But I would assume Kenobi will tie into Andor, that show that's coming about the spy from Rogue One, because that is in that time period between Revenge of the Sith and.
Or maybe that. Actually, I won't mention because there's a certain
spoilers
person. Anyways,
I hear there's a cameo in the last episode, and I'm really disappointed that is, because you never do a cameo in the last episode.
Well,
you never do a cameo in the last episode.
I'll try. I get. All right.
I heard it was an cameo, but I was still like, I was really hoping for some things to and I'm not going to go into them because I might get like implied spoilers from Ryan when he goes, no, it doesn't happen. But yeah, I feel like we were looking for more, but there was a bit of a joke that Ewan McGregor made about you'll love episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And he was everyone was like, was that a slip up, or was he suggesting there was a season 2? But I think it didn't work. I don't think they understood Kenobi.
Yeah.
They did to him what they did to Luke in Last Jedi, making him this weak, useless, like not even the character anymore.
And he's just like...
And he didn't come back. I was hoping for like a out of retirement after episode 3. Like I'm back, baby. I'm the Jedi Master.
He's just like, I can't be bothered almost with everything. Yeah, I don't think it captures like that Star Wars feel with like Kenobi just felt off.
I think it captures Star Wars, but just not the. It felt like the Jedi stuff and the Sith stuff was added.
Oh, that's so true.
That's what it feels like. It felt like a spy rebellion. It's what I expect from Andor. That it'll be like a resistance show.
Yeah, I don't think it like, I don't think it had a clear direction of where it wanted to go. It just was like, things are happening. We don't know, what sort of feeling we're going for, but we just want to go for plot points.
Totally
right
agree.
Yeah.
It was like it's like they weren't sure whether this was to set up more stuff or be the ending of the Kenobi and Vader kind of story.
Yeah.
It was unclear. And maybe with watching last episode it'll be a little more clear, but I feel like I didn't feel like I was returning to the Obi-Wan I loved from Revenge of the Sith. I felt like I was returning to a shell of the character, but I was expecting that. I was hoping that to switch a couple episodes in when he was like, I need to be Obi-Wan again.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt that so far. Now, to be fair, episode 5 I thought was very good.
Yeah, I think
Mostly
that was
very good.
I think that was one of the strong episodes like that. It's weren't you telling me? Oh, who was telling me? It's because they got the writer from Wall-E. You remember
what?
Wall-E? Yeah, he's actually a really good writer. I forgot his name, but he's done quite a few different things.
That's actually mad.
And yeah, that was one of the strongest episodes. There was actual like emotional weight to things.
100%. It was a good
with the
episode.
flashbacks and the
I really wish we're a little bit of spoilers for Kenobi, but not really. We're not going to talk story. I really wish they had have either deep faked or CGI'd Hayden Christensen.
okay.
He
Too
looked way too old.
yeah.
Obi looked good, and I don't know how they did that. I'm just wondering if he hasn't actually aged that much.
Yeah,
But he had the beard. The beard hit his jawline and it hit his skin. Hayden looked like 30 years older than when he played the character. It was, and they hit it a little bit, and I think they did a pretty good job. There's some interesting deepfakes online where people have tried to make it look better, but then I think it looks worse. But
they did Luke pretty well for End of Boba Fett.
In Boba Fett, spoilers for Boba Fett.
Yeah. Whatever.
Spoilers for Boba Fett. Spoilers. I mean,
this is the spoiler show now.
I mean, if you haven't seen Boba, it was December 2021. But anyway, Luke, they absolutely nailed in that show. It was. But what they did, they hired the guy from YouTube who does the Luke Skywalker deepfakes.
No way, really?
He fixed their deepfake on the finale. So isn't that like an application piece? Like how to get hired?
Yeah, let me fix that for you.
So he ran the it wouldn't have been the only guy, but he was a directing part of how they did Luke. And
wow.
Luke looks perfect. I don't care what anyone says. I thought I was watching Mark Hamill perform.
Yeah,
that was
awesome.
I don't know who was doing the under stuff.
The sound was the only thing that I could notice.
It was a little out because it's hard to match an audio performance to a. Mm-hmm. I think Mark Hamill did the voice.
I think they actually
did.
It. They got him to speak the lines and got the sort of cadence and stuff, but they all a lot of movies do this now. Where they, maybe an actor has died or they're aged ridiculous. So they've got AI doing it. So that was an AI voice that you were hearing for Luke.
And it's still a little bit janky, but it's not like too janky. I feel like they should have gone the route of, I think it wasn't just AI. I think they were blending the AI with like a voice actor. Like they were trying to do because when you just do voice AI, if you look up some of the voice AI stuff, it sounds like the person, but it sounds like they're on a crackly phone connection.
Yeah.
It's a little robotic.
Uh-huh. And
we'll get there.
Sentence structure and stuff. It's not really
It's not human yet, but it'll get there. Like, we're talking about a time where you can bring back a dead actor. Mm-hmm. We'll get to the point where that stuff actually looks great. I think people were really unfair on Peter Cushing being brought back for Rogue One. Tarkin.
Oh, yeah.
He looks great in that. He's a bit gummy and he's a little bit plastic. But come on, wait, he's not that then. He's not real. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. And there was a whole lot of people working on that, and obviously they had time constraints, and they could have, I reckon to get a full good face working. with my
Our
obvious
limited
knowledge
VFX
of
knowledge.
VFX, but I just watched
Corridor.
Crew. You know, to do a crazy good face animation replication, it would probably take like a year and a half, like 2 years or something.
It'll be a big part of the pipeline. Like, there's no way, like, when they were doing Luke, there's no way that was like an afterthought. That was like, from the start, we want to do this. But there's been great ones done. Paul Walker in the Fast and Furious. I haven't seen the film, but every clip I've seen, I'm like, that's no way that that's not Paul Walker. Like, and we'll get to the point where it's like, right now it's in the realm of art. It's not quite science to replicate a human face, but we'll get there. Like, the tech's new. I mean, we're at the point now where anyone can stream to YouTube. Anyone can upload. Anyone can do basic VFX on a laptop. People can do image alteration on their phone. There's AI on your phone. I think it's fascinating that the new iPhone cameras aren't actually that good a sensor, but the AI with upscaling and some of the focus stuff makes it look better. And we're in a weird point where like tech is now becoming so scientific. It's not just like, oh, it's these art, Avatar 1. These artists brute forcing it and like trying to figure out new technologies and
like Lord of the Rings. That was a huge like
the army sims that they made for that was so cool.
And that they're just like, for a lot of the CGI for Gollum, they just kind of brute forced away. Like there was a few simulations and they, previs and all that stuff. But it's
all hand animation. I don't know if people know that.
Yeah.
Like Gollum's hand animation. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So
and people, I think that when you Google how they made Gollum, you'll see Andy Serkis running around in the white suit. There's no motion tracking back then. Mm-hmm. So that was really just
really
reference.
Early, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like
it's reference.
He had a.
I don't know why he put the suit on. They didn't use any of that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, what was the reason again? Like,
I guess that if you saw the outlines of him, it was white instead of like.
I'm pretty sure.
Human.
Wasn't it because, like, especially when they were shooting outside, they had to get him actually doing the performance, like when he was in the water. Like when he's finding that fish in the water, and then they, and so they got a lot of that, the water splashing and stuff. They got all of that really nice. And then
how janky that would have been to remove him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because the water's real.
That's real water. So
There's
they just brute force come on.
I'm wondering if they could pull a key on him too because he's full white.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it was necessary. But today, like the new Avatar, I love that there's people online arguing that that the water's real in the way of water. There are people online who believe, I'll tell you right now, for fact, there is no real water in the second Avatar. I'll bet you my house.
Really?
There's no real water. Because the people aren't real. So if you're you can't mix practical and CG in that way. You can have a CGI creature walking on real ground. No worries. You put a CGI creature in water, the water won't interact.
Because didn't they put them in the... Like, they got... what's it called? Mocap waterproof things just for them. Like, wouldn't they use that footage?
Maybe some of that in the new one that they do, but they're going to put a CGI whale in that shot. They're going to put
true.
You might as... What I think why they're doing that is because if you do hand animation to make it look like they're in water, it's janky as.
Yeah.
But this is accurate water, character in water. But then again, you've got to think these people who are in the water aren't the size or dimensions of the Na'vi, and then you're like, it's interesting to see.
Speaking of Avatar, I loved the first movie. I still love it. I actually
I've come around to it. I thought it was pretty good. But I think now we're at the point where that's an art piece that will stand for a very long time. Like, it's not just the problem solving of doing a movie mostly CG. Because when you think, essentially, any of the movie where the humans are not in shots, it's CG.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess the fun VFX stuff was putting when the humans are interacting with the Na'vi.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild. But
and there's so many shots like that, actually.
I love the shot of Neytiri picking up Sam Worthington's
Oh
character.
yeah. How do they?
So they were recording. There's green screen people in the green screen suits moving Sam Worthington, and then that's one shot, and then she's on another stage with a scaled representation of how big he is compared to how she is in the actual size. Yeah. Because she's bigger than him as an RV.
Essentially got her a body pillow.
Yeah, and the green screen guys are trying to move Sam Worthington while looking at the screen of what Zoe Saldana's doing on the other stage. Literally, they're watching what Zoe Saldana's doing in the mocap area, and they're trying to move him, and they're shooting both of those at the same time, and then
At the same time.
yeah, because they're trying to then combine those in post.
And the performance as well and to hear the other voice in the same room. Oh.
Well, that scene's a bit easier because he never speaks in it. I think she speaks a bunch in it, but he's unconscious.
Yeah, he's just like...
Yeah. But, like, wild. But that film, again, think about it, like, we talk a lot about these days of colonial past and impacts. Mm-hmm. That film is, like, I'm not going to say early. We've been talking about stuff like that for ages. But in terms of film, now we're getting films that are very pointed and politically commentary. It's the norm.
Yeah.
This was a space science fiction film with colonial undertones, environmentalism as its like core.
Yeah.
Really, the film is about protecting
and it's the
environments
highest,
and cultures.
And it became the highest grossing film ever made.
I hope it gets beaten.
I was hoping... Too.
No, it will be... I don't know if it will.
No, it won't.
No. I give it zero chance.
Zero
chance.
Like at least getting into top 5, top 10. Okay.
Yeah, but there's no way it beats Avatar 1. We're in a different. Back in 2009, most of your content that is the big exciting content's at the movie theater. Now you have to encourage people to get off their own couch to go and watch stuff.
That is true.
It's not going to be as big,
but
it'll make over $1 billion.
Oh,
easy.
Definitely. But let's look up the box. The
box office is wild for the first Avatar.
Yeah, but the budget for the second one.
It's $250 million. Each of them is $250 million. So the whole next 4 movies, by the way, if you didn't know, there's 4 more Avatars coming. That means that the next 4 were made for $1 billion.
Yes.
With no confirmation. Do you know what would be interesting? If Avatar 2 bombs, what will happen? Because they can't cancel the pipeline.
Yeah.
They're actually coming out, by the way, every 2 years.
Every 2 years?
Yeah.
I thought it was every year.
I thought so too. And I was having a look and it looks like it's every 2. Which is, I think, a little disappointing if they're going to hold to that. But
they were... Because I remember seeing news, at least probably like last year or the year before, going like, all right, we're going to be doing a yearly thing, like 2022 and then 2023.
24 for the third one.
Oh, wow.
26 for the next one. So, yeah, you're going to have a while between drinks, but a lot less time between drinks from Avatar 1 to 2. Hold on. Do we know what the next one's called? Yeah, I think he is back.
What? He died?
Yeah, but, they're going to...
Nobody ever dies.
Doesn't Sigourney Weaver die as well?
Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. She does.
So who knows? I think that was probably
that's just that original.
I'd love to see her back if there was a way to, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I'm confused in the trailer, to be honest, why there's I need to now look this. What's Sam Worthington's character's name?
Jake
Sully.
Sully. Jake Sully.
I love that as soon as we said that, I was like, I know what it is.
Jake Sully.
I'm confused why Sully's character in the trailer says, like, he says something about family and they're holding that human.
Yeah.
Who is that? And how is he still a Na'vi without the technology on the world?
Did he just adopt a random soldier?
But how's he staying as a Na'vi? That's the thing I don't understand. He has to have a sister. Now, they're still on world in the trailer, right? The Marines. We see them working with the Marines.
Yeah.
So maybe there was like a deal. We'll, peace talks. You give us the tech we need for Jake to continue to be an RV.
Didn't it end with when he's like, whoa, he became an actual Na'vi?
Consciousness.
Yeah.
Do you know what they're going to have to do at the start of this movie? There's going to have to be a recap. Like, and either a recap in a direct form like Kenobi, which was pretty cool, or like a implied, like, a bit of dialogue that's like... Because, like, who's going to remember this? Why did I saw on here that the fourth one has a name, but the third one does not.
Oh. Maybe it's like it'll give it away.
Yeah, okay. See, Avatar 3 is just called Avatar 3.
Yeah.
But I thought
Kate
Avatar
Winslet.
4... The Tolkien Rider.
What?
Is that actually, like, legit? Or are we...
Is one of 4 planned sequels.
Cameron has stated that Avatar 4 will depend on how Avatar The Way of Water and 3 fare financially. So it's not made.
Okay, but the concept is there. And then there's Avatar 5.
This is such a risk. Like, such a monument. But it's now Disney money. So there's a little...
yeah.
Because they bought Fox, who owned Avatar.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, no
Avatar
wonder.
5 script made Stephen Lang weep, reveals the actor. Why is he involved?
Yeah,
How is he...
why did they get Stephen Lang back? How are they going to resurrect him? Didn't he died, right?
I think that's just cap. He's not in this film. Any of the films.
He had 3 arrows go into him.
Yeah.
And he got shot as well.
Yeah. But we're also talking about a world where there's blue people.
Yeah, that's true. Damn it.
In science fiction or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, do you know what would be actually really dope? Oh my gosh, do you know what would be so dope? So dope. So dope.
Thor
With how long we've
returns
been...
back to the Na'vi.
stop. With how long we've been between drinks, right? The actors and actresses are much older, right? But it doesn't matter for Sully and Zoe Saldana because they're playing CGI characters.
That is true.
What if it's like Stephen Lang's character, older,
Na'vi.
mechanically, like half robot?
Oh, cool, like Darth Maul.
Except
Actually,
not
you
really,
haven't.
because we don't really acknowledge that kind of happened. He's back in Solo, but we're not gonna. We're not gonna. Nothing over here.
I like that when like you can see the executives and the producers go like, oh, okay, all right, let's put it in, and then like it just doesn't go anywhere, and they just go, yeah, that was good. All right, moving on quickly. They just don't address it anymore.
And then as well, it's like, is Kenobi gonna like direct in with like Maul at all with the clone? I'm confused. Is the animated show actually canon anymore? Because some of the choices they've made with the shows and stuff. Look, in Dave Filoni, we trust. Even though I don't think he had much input on Kenobi.
No, I don't.
Even
think
though
he
he like really kind of
he really pushed
the character in the Clone Wars and like.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you've seen Clone Wars, yeah?
No. If
You gotta watch it.
it's so clearly canon now, I'll watch it. But I feel like
Look it up. All right, let's see.
no, it is canon. I know Filoni said it's canon, but I don't understand how. With some of the choices on
true.
Kenobi that they might undo. Anyway, what else is Thor's coming up? We're going to see Thor in a fortnight. The premiere is today, so I was trying to avoid any press on it in case people say stuff at the premiere that they should not say.
Wow.
But we're seeing it on the 6th.
Yeah.
Question mark in the chat. Essentially the first time we could see it.
Cool.
So that'll be cool. I'm really keen to see not only just taking this film as it looks like it's going to be like Ragnarok, quite a comedy, but I mean with the villain, it's going to be quite serious as well.
I reckon action comedy.
Yeah, and with like some weird dark mixed in there.
Yeah.
The character, like the
Christian
evil
Bale.
characters.
I reckon. I believe in Christian Bale.
I believe in Dave Filoni too.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'll be really interested to see if this film ends with any indication of if this is the end of Thor or not.
Ooh, I reckon because Chris Hemsworth was asked.
I think I saw this interview. Was it the Vanity one?
I think it was Vanity.
Yeah.
He's like, is it like, so are you going to be playing Thor in any other films later? And he said something really ambiguous.
I think he said, like, I've been playing it for 10 years. And then,
Yeah,
then at
yeah.
the end, he said, but if they asked me to do it again, I'd probably do it. And I was like, oh, what's
So
that answer?
if they ask, so it's similar to how Spider-Man. What's his? What the?
Toby.
Toby. No, not Toby.
Andrew.
Andrew. No.
Tom.
Tom.
I don't know where you were going with it, so I just started listing Spider-Man. Yeah, where he was like, I need a break now, and he's going to do another. What I'm worried about is that they'll all be Sony films.
Oh.
Can you imagine if they like sucked Tom Holland into the Morbiverse?
Please. Oh.
No, please don't. Don't say please.
Just to see a whole like company crumble would be great for me. I mean, I know lots of people will lose their jobs and stuff, but Sony, I mean, they make PlayStations, they're gonna be fine. But like, just the film aspect is just crap. They need to hire new people. The producers are just.
You don't want to see Morbius 2 enter the Morbiverse?
I want to see Morbius up against the whole entire MCU and win.
I can't wait for Kraven this Quicksilver.
Kraven.
That's going to be so good.
Oh.
Anyway, Sony's crumbling, as we always talk about.
As we always do.
I mean, we feel like we always talk about Sony at some point.
Smack talk Sony.
They don't even make that many good games as well. Everyone just says they make great games, and I'm like, yeah, they've got a couple. And then
which God of War?
Yeah, but is that and the Spider-Man games? But I'm like,
all of Reddit now hates you.
Look, they got the Spider-Man games. The Last of Us is overrated. It is just so bad. It's literally like so bad. I couldn't get through the first 3 hours.
Every gamer since 2013 just awoke up in bed
Yeah.
with sweats. Just someone saying.
To quote
something bad
a
about Last
famous
of Us.
man, it was woke trash. So I'm gonna start using that.
Ellie's gay. How dare she?
Okay.
In a zombie world,
Big
she needs
news.
to be populating.
You know how Game of Thrones ended really well?
Can't
Anyway.
even joke about it.
No, it did actually end really well. I really liked who was on the throne at the end. Did you hear that there is a Jon Snow spin-off in the works?
John Solo.
No,
Sorry,
John Eternals. His character from Eternals, but Jon Snow.
John, attorney at law.
Yeah. She-Hulk. Anyway, the Jon Snow show.
Ultimate combination.
Would you actually be excited for a Jon Snow show if they
Would it be after, before?
sequel?
I just,
Jon Snow after he left Westeros and went
up
with
north.
the wildlings.
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically, I guess it's still Westeros, but
I would be keen if they brought back the White Walkers, because I don't feel satisfied with the White Walkers.
they can't. Because that would mean they admit that they got it wrong.
Yes.
They won't do that.
Come
They won't
on.
do that.
Do it. They don't have the two friggin' writers anymore. The DB, not DB Cooper.
Dominic Cooper. I loved Preacher. They did good with they did the previous season though, didn't they?
Yeah,
and that was good.
But it's because they had the source material.
Yeah,
They had the Bible.
Imagine finishing your TV show about a book before the last books come out.
Yeah.
I think it could fix some of the problems. Because I'm kind of writing off House of the Dragon. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I never really liked the Targaryens anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people cared. It's like I think a lot of people remember seeing the reaction videos from pubs in the UK and stuff.
For Red Wedding and for Battle of the Bastards.
That was a cultural event. And
all the reactions to the Battle of Winterfell, though.
Oh,
that battle was actually pretty cool up until how they ended it.
Yeah. Well, I reckon they should have. They had the best planners, best combat people ever, all in that castle.
Yeah.
And
but
they just had the worst tactics.
Yeah.
You
don't know where the enemy is or how many of them are, but send them out there in the dark.
Send the Dothraki.
Dothraki!
Quick, out, go.
We like Lord of the Rings, where they're just we don't even know how many orcs are out there, but just send all of our riders right now.
Charge them.
No, the riders right now. No, don't use the archers. Just go right now.
Just go. There were guys with bows.
What was the point of the whole storyline in Game of Thrones, spoilers, of Sam going and becoming what was he becoming? What was the title? I can't think of the title. Anyway,
like a scholar sort of
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
and learning about the Dragonstone and stuff. The whatever the stone.
It's like as soon as he found, isn't it? Because all right, so I found out a bit more stuff, and he healed somebody.
He healed the guy that worked for Daenerys, the guy that got the lizard scale.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
He did that, and then was like, "Oh yeah, we need to use that." And then later it was like Daenerys, one of her people, were like, "Oh, guess what? This place, it's built on top of the stuff we need to fight the White Walkers. There's a mine down there." And it was like suddenly like none of us. There was no. Oh, we're working on it, and oh no, we've all got weapons now that can fight the White Walkers.
Okay, let's do it.
It's like, the dragon stuff was really cool though in the Battle of Winterfell.
Oh yeah.
That was all cool.
But
how they ended it though.
I wish Bran freaking had like, I don't know,
impact on the show. Or?
Yeah. Like this, they were building him up to be this, and he. All right, spoilers. He becomes king. Whatever. I don't care. Like.
Oh, did he? Did he become king in the end? I don't. Oh. Why do you think I've come this entire way?
Oh, I wish there was like a payoff to something.
Hold on, did you not just want to build up?
I was just left edging.
And what about there's so much unresolved. Jon Snow as a Targaryen never came up. Never mattered.
Yeah.
No, you know why it came up. So it was weird that him and Daenerys got together.
Yeah.
That was the only reason it came up. Unnecessary. So unnecessary.
Yeah.
So unnecessary.
And it's like, well, yeah, they really built him up. Like they really, he's like, mixed between the North and
he's
fire and snow and stuff. Like,
Ned's bastard son, who's
Yeah.
Oh. And then we got that flashback. You remember that flashback?
Yeah, Tower of Joy.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was called.
And it was a cool episode, and then it was like, yeah, but by the way, none of that will ever come up again.
Yeah, it's like, there's no real impact to it. And then...
No Mad King stuff ever came up. Daenerys was suddenly evil.
Yeah, she just was like, she's just flying around King's Landing. I was like, I hate this. All right, stuff it. And I just...
No, build up. No, WandaVision kind of moment for Wanda. No, you just want to see because she's not a villain. She was heroes and villains distinction in good writing doesn't exist. Yeah. You're showing people that went through like Spider-Man villains in the Tobey Maguire. None of them are actually really villains. Yeah, they all try to do something good and lost their way and were controlled by other things and they were struggling people. Daenerys just went full. Do you know what was actually a really good moment though? When she killed the bald guy. Dracarys.
Yeah.
I actually got pretty emotional at that. I thought that was so good.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did Tyrion dirty as well with the entire show.
Yeah, he just kind of got dumb. He got really dumb. He's meant to be like the really smart, witty dude, and he was just like saying the most cliche lines all the time.
Did you hear his interview?
Now, democracy is the only way we can move forward from here.
Yes.
And that's it.
And he became a military advisor somehow, even though he had no experience.
But it's knocked unconscious.
Have you seen his interview where he clearly mocks the writing of the last season, where he says, "Oh yeah, so during the Battle of the Winterfell, where we're fighting the undead who can bring the dead back to life, we put all the women and children in the
catacombs.
Yeah, the catacombs."
Oh yeah,
He makes that face at camera where he's like,
Huh.
Weird. Oh, and I love when they interview stars like Jon and Daenerys. Yeah, what did you think about the ending Game of Thrones? And then they answer the PC answer. That's like, yeah, it was good.
It exists.
It is. Yes, it exists.
Well, okay. Let's think of some things that we actually liked of the last season.
No, Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah.
With the actual fighting.
I think the CGI was really good.
CGI was great.
Yeah, and I think the production value, just the whole production,
really good.
It was delivered well with a lot of stuff, but the things that they were delivering weren't good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were so many storylines that should have okay, how I really like the betrayal in the final episode.
Yeah.
I wanted it to happen from about halfway through the show. Literally, like 4 seasons.
Really?
I was like, it has to, like, she is going to be bad and we need to, and then it's close. I didn't think John would ever be the one to like, but I was like, when people are maniacal leaders, people turn on them. It's that when people go too far, you go, like the guy that left her with the lizard scale stuff. I think he was done. Like, he was like,
definitely.
I'm not helping anymore. There was my favorite episode of Game of Thrones is Battle of the Bastards.
True.
I then think Battle of Winterfell because I just think it's like
my favorite
Red
episode was Hard Home.
Is that the one where they go
north to the wildling
and that gets attacked?
Yeah, that was really cool.
Isn't that when they spoilers lose the big guy, or does that happen later? The big
What,
giant guy?
giant?
No,
No,
because they use him at Battle of the Bastards. When does he die?
It's Battle of Bastards. He dies at the Battle of Bastards. He just gets shot
That's
so many
right.
times.
And then when they just leave his body there, and then later why would she not just get rid of the body of someone so powerful like that?
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, and it's like, oh crap. Like, yeah, we're
the
getting
dragon.
sieged soon by the freaking undead army that raises the dead.
And fighting with the dragon. Was that at Hardhome or was that after Hardhome?
What?
When they used because John's in trouble, Daenerys brings her dragon.
Oh, that was
It was
later. That was later.
That
Next
was the
season.
dumbest.
Yeah.
Literally the dumbest thing I've ever. And I'm like,
Let's get a
why
White
don't
Walker.
you use the dragons like from range?
Like fly over there and then just like rope one of them, and then that's it. That's all you need to do. You didn't have to send 8 guys to. Yeah.
But a really good show. I'm taking that back. I don't think it's worth watching.
Like just because of the ending. True.
If you made a movie that was 110 minutes of good stuff and then 30 terrible minutes, it'd be called a bad film.
That is true.
But I think it's funny that you get away with the show. No, it's worth watching. Make up your own opinion. Some people probably liked the final season, and if you liked it, please unsubscribe.
And dislike this video.
Please dislike this video. No, look, I still think there was lots of good things on it that we all liked. Okay. There was still good stuff. Ryan with his tiny bladder. No, it was still a show that had, a lot of fantasy elements, battles, magic, great storylines. It just was one of those things that I think we'll all look back on and go, I wish it didn't end that way. I wish it was better. It'd be really interesting to see in 10 years if Game of Thrones is still remembered as big as, because, words like Lord of the Rings still have the weight of the word, even though it's 20 years next year to Return of the King. Ryan, it's 20 years next year to Return of the King. It's the 20th anniversary of Return of the King next year. That's wild.
I'm allergic to anniversaries. You know that.
It's 20 years next year. I hope they re-release it, like a anniversary cut. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Anyway,
Anniversary edition.
I was just saying, like Lord of the Rings still has its the weight of the words when you say it, but like, will Game of Thrones still have that?
Ooh.
It'd be interesting.
I think it would be. Now it's more reliant on the spin-off shows that they're making.
And now they're trying to make like a cinematic universe, and everyone's like, "Do we care?"
Yeah.
We'll see. What else is?
I like saying this stuff though, and going like, "Man, I'm actually not looking forward." Like, I'm actually just not interested. And then, if it's actually really good and just getting pleasantly surprised, I love that because I know my expectations have been like down here for the whole time.
It's a bit
What about
like
you?
that.
Do you feel like?
I dislike the show. I bet no, like you don't. I think I've been spoiled with some of the shows I really love, like Breaking Bad, that
True.
ended perfectly. Didn't run too late. Literally was at its peak. The most people watching the show, and they ended it because it didn't. They didn't have legs for another season. They got to the point where they were like, we need to finish this. With no dead wood. This is where the characters end. This is what they do. I feel like Game of Thrones went, oh, it's doing really well. Let's fill. Oh gosh, we need to.
Yeah, we need to end this.
We need to end this.
Yeah, we're running out of money over here.
Why didn't they do another season? Like, as in, like, plan for this season to be over 2? Because I feel like they just rushed it.
Yeah.
Battle of Winterfell should have been multiple episodes.
Yeah, at least 2, I reckon. At least 2.
It doesn't have to be fighting the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, working out problems. Like, it would have been cooler if they didn't put the children and the women in the catacombs and that they were coming from the catacombs. So now you need to patch the hole. Like, we need to block off the catacombs and, like, problem solving inside the castle. Oh, the dragon, like what? No, they just, and it was a cool episode, but they sent it like way too, they went to it.
And I hated that they put most of their army out in front of the walls.
and somehow they got in.
That's so weird, isn't it? Like
in behind them, maybe.
That's weird that they got flanked like that.
How did the Night King get inside Winterfell? Did we ever actually get an answer to that?
I think he just flew down. He just kind of flew down on the dragon.
So they didn't think that because they had a dragon they might use like aerial kind of attack. They didn't think about that. Or
Nah.
Also,
that's like.
Also, do you know the biggest thing? I don't care. Spoilers. How the Night King dies is the dumbest thing that ever happened in Game of Thrones, and I stand by that. All of the White Walkers that were there, no one saw her run through the entire.
Yeah. But yeah, and she can't.
No, we're watching this right now without audio.
Okay.
How dumb this scene is. I don't care. It's the dumbest thing. I want to see how many people get through.
Yeah, there it is. Arya kills the Night King. Oh yeah. Where
Right,
Bran and the Night King are just looking at each other.
I want to get this on the. Here we go. We can put that down here and a bit of a. We got no audio because who cares about that? Look at the. Oh yeah, as well. Also, by the way, this was the only reason they don't have to kill the spoilers for Game of Thrones. We're watching Battle of Winterfell. This was the only reason this moment that Jon didn't die to the dragon. By the way, it wasn't a that what Walker turned. How did she get?
How did she jump? How did she get that much of a jump? She's just a regular chick.
The thing is, well, I'm pretty sure in a previous scene they showed that the only way into the garden area was through a doorway that the Night King came through.
And there were just heaps of
all standing around.
Yeah, lots of them because they had been.
And no one heard her.
Yeah.
And
I'll get you, Night King.
This is for. Did anyone die? Who died? Anyone Starks die to the White Walkers? No. This is for.
Arya.
This is for all of the wasted time that I learned how to become other people that never ever came up again. Yeah. Why did they do that season?
I think it was a cool build up because she did end up.
Cool build up.
She killed the Freys. Was it the Freys?
Yeah, by being someone else.
Yeah.
But I love that she never used that to fight either at King's Landing or during. I guess with the White Walkers it wouldn't have mattered. But couldn't she have looked like a White Walker? She could look like anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
I guess I didn't explain her powers or her
what
abilities.
Why would it? Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Guys, we've got a vehicle to.
Bitches.
Last thing before we kind of wrap up, is there anything else that we haven't talked about over this? There's been some TV shows and stuff, but nothing that was
You need what?
Moon Knight was really good.
Moon Knight is good, but
Very
you need to catch up on, and everybody else if you haven't seen this. It's been very popular.
Friends. No, that show's terrible. Anyone who watches that should unsubscribe.
The Boys.
Yeah,
on Amazon.
Not everyone. If you if you squirm or find anything in a Marvel project uncomfortable, don't watch The Boys.
Oh yeah, it's in a whole nother realm.
The same as I love Preacher, that show. But if you are either a little bit sensitive to a bit of comedy at the expense of religion, even though I am religious, I can take a joke. Or if you find anything a little bit weird in normal stuff, The Preacher is way too wild for you.
Where's The Preacher on? Is it Disney Plus or
Netflix, I think. I've watched the first 1.5 seasons. It's so good. It's Dominic Cooper.
Oh yeah.
But the story is essentially that he is like a down and out terrible preacher in a country town, and he gets taken over by this holy power that makes him has superpowers, and essentially it's like this good and evil. It's really messed up and disgusting and fun. I feel like it's kind of from what I've seen about The Boys. It's less like, I think, in your face is The Boys.
Gotcha. Because there is a scene where in The Boys where a boat rams into a whale, and you see the whole thing, the
no whales were harmed in the
characters get just
covered
in stuff.
Good.
It's but
I'll watch it.
They're releasing season 3 episodes per week. So
gotta hit them up.
It's still magnifique.
I'm trying to think, is there... Oh, if you ever see Top Gun Maverick, you need to go see Top Gun Maverick.
I think even on the podcast I was like, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
You were
yeah, whatever. But they did the combat scenes really well.
The story was so good.
And it was just fairly. It reminded me of just an updated version of an 80s movie. Really.
Yeah, and but actually good, because I don't think the first Top Gun's very good.
Yeah, I think everybody can agree on that.
No, I don't. A lot of people love it.
Really?
The nostalgia, bro, is wild.
That's true.
But they did the right thing of not too much nostalgia, do stuff new. But the action stuff is it's amazing. And guys, if you're in Australia, it's still showing in premium cinemas in the good screens and even though other films like Jurassic World have come out after it, which are no longer being shown in those kind of... You can still see Top Gun. Top Gun came out... Top Gun came out almost a month ago.
Look at Top Gun Maverick box office.
I was looking at it today. 913 million.
And how much did they make it for?
I think it was just under 200 million.
Oh.
Or it was just over 200 million. Yeah.
Profit.
It's going to... I reckon it'll beat Doctor Strange. It's only got 30 million behind Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange is essentially done in its run. So, yeah. It just shows you how... I actually was looking at the list. Last thing we'll do. There was only 8 movies this year that made more than 400 million.
Really?
Which is kind of wild. So we're looking at Box Office Mojo. Now, I'll put this on the screen. No, I can't be bothered. So
number 1,
2022 we're talking about. Doctor Strange, $944 million. Top Gun Maverick, $913 million. We drop down a bit. We go to The Batman at $770 million. Jurassic World Dominion, even though it's getting clowned in the media, $645 million. IP makes money.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Watergate Bridge is.
Watergate Bridge.
But it made $626 million. Oh, no, I did look up this. It's a Chinese war film.
Oh, okay.
Look at this. Opened in America, 100,000. 626 million in China. So it did not...
Australia is 60,000.
Yeah, so a Chinese film did really well. Uncharted. I like Uncharted. I don't care what anyone says. That was a good film. I haven't seen it. Fantastic Beasts. All of the Uncharted, Fantastic Beasts, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 400 million. Everything else didn't make more.
Did you see Morbius?
163 million for Morbius. It made more than its budget. Yeah, we contributed to that by seeing the film. That is your fault. That is your fault. And you said it was going to be good. I remember you on this show saying it was going to be good. That is your fault.
I had hope.
I was hoping that the Morbiverse would have been more expensive, but and when you look at other stuff there, do you know what was the biggest failure of the year? Where is it down here? Firestarter, Stephen King novel.
Oh yeah.
Made 14 million, and I think it was made for 12. So,
ouchie,
boys. The Northman at 68 million. There's some good... I haven't seen it yet. But there's some good films on there that just didn't make a lot of money. We should watch it together.
Yeah.
Next time you're over, we should just watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's out on streaming.
Is it?
I think it's on Amazon. Or Netflix. It's on one of the big ones already. But yeah, not a lot of... and look, we're only halfway through the year, but not a lot of non-Marvel big films coming. I think the rest of the year looks like we get another Thor, we get Black Panther. That's the Marvel lineup for the rest of the years, and both of those will do well. I expect Black Panther to do crazy box office.
Yeah, really.
People loved the first film. I think if they, with the advertising on a Chadwick Boseman, people will go to see it. People will flock to it. In December, Avatar 2, it'll probably break records since the pandemic. Like, I'm not expecting it to break, too much. What else is coming out this year? Black Adam is this year sometime, I believe. Is it not?
That's The Rock, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it looks super dumb, but look, DC is all dumb in my opinion, so... oh my gosh, it's next month.
What? Oh, it's the day before my birthday.
All right, well, we will see that. Nearly 5,000 years ago, after he was bestowed with almighty powers of the Egyptian gods and imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world.
Who's the director?
James, Yame Kole Serra.
Click on him?
I don't know who that is.
What's he done?
That's his face. He's done, nothing good. Oh, he did The Shallows. I like The Shallows. I like The Shallows.
Oh, I wonder how we got into... That's crazy.
It just shows the DC doesn't really pull anyone. So, yeah, and look, I'm hoping for a bigger second half of the year, but we'll have to see. All right, guys, thank you for listening and watching to the podcast. We're going to try to not leave 2 months between the next one. But thank you so much.
Look back at me like...
no, because I was creating a contract between us that we would honour, both of us, not just you. It's not just you.
One.
We were both problematic. But yeah, no binding. We love you guys so much. Thanks for listening and watching, and we will see you next time. Woo!